wait, before you leave, that's excellent. If the sponsor teacher with them, if you would start, ma'am, with your name and then let the students introduce themselves.
My name is Dr. Dowdy. I have done an enormous amount of substituting in Muscogee County. I am a retiree from Department of Defense. I have enjoyed every minute at Key Elementary, and I hope you will allow me to stay there.
Well, thank you for coming back. And any of the faculty and staff who are there from Key, we appreciate it. We know Dr. Flakes is here. You all were excellent. Now, we really missed this part right here when being virtual. Glad to have you back. Thank you so very much, parents. Need a motion to approve our agenda. Motion by Ms. Williams, second by Ms. Jackson. Hand vote. All in favor? All right, that passes. Want to welcome all of our visitors. If we have any administrators here, if you would stand or wave, any school leadership teams. Thank you so very much for coming out, for your support. We know that Alan Harkness, Director of Library System, is here. Marianne Rickner. All right. She's out. All right. From our museum, Leadership Columbus. Any participants? All right. Thank you for waving your hand. Thank you for being with us. And we know we have representatives from MEAF. Donna Kemp, Marquette McKnight, Mike Welch, Shane Larkin. Thank you all so very much for all that you do in supporting public education. Did I miss anybody? I think we're gonna find out in a minute with the coordinated dress, black with the red roses. All right, we have presentations coming up. 3.01 are the revised COVID protocol update. Are you doing it, Doctor?
Yes. Risk Management Director, and she's going to share with you a change in our COVID protocols moving forward, effective on Wednesday. We're very pleased with our past layered approach in the mitigation strategies in our district that leads to this change. So at this point, I'll ask Ms. Fox to go ahead and share that. And I also want to recognize, I'm sure she will too, we have Dr. Cheek with us, who's one of our pediatricians in our community, a member of our medical panel with us as well. So thank you for being with us.
Okay, and I had a presentation. There we go. And also with me, I have Dr. Catherine Cheek as well, who, if they are identified as a direct contact to a positive case. This modification only applies when the direct contact occurs on campus or in a classroom-like setting or a support system for the schools. That would also include any buses or transportation. Again, this will not impact any quarantines that occur off campus, such as in the household, in sports, in lunch. It's when the direct contact occurs on the campus in the classroom, and when masks are worn fully. Okay, I think I'm stuck. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, there it goes. Yeah, I think it went too far. So just to reiterate, this is not applicable to any strenuous activities such as sports. Those students that have a direct contact exposure during lunch hours, anytime the mask is not worn, or if it's a strenuous activity such as sports that will require the students to quarantine. It does not apply to our staff as well. You know, those staff members who are identified as direct contact will have to continue to quarantine if they're unvaccinated. Just doesn't like me. There it goes. Okay. The quarantine guidance will not change. So if a child is identified as direct contact, parents will still be notified. They will still receive a letter. If they opt to, you know, have the student go home and quarantine, they still may do so. Otherwise, the only change is that the student will be allowed to stay on campus as long as they are asymptomatic. We will also continue to report any positive cases to the Department of Public Health per state law. So there's no change, again, in any type of reporting or identification. That is essentially it. I will open it up for questions that you have for myself or Dr. Cheek.
Well, I'm always grateful to have less quarantining and the children in person. I think the question that's on a lot of people's minds too, though, is when we think we might be able to move to mask optional and get these masks off these, especially these little ones when they're sitting in their desk. So can we talk some to that?
Yeah, I can tell you with the updated or the modified quarantine, the Department of Public Health, although it does allow you to change the quarantine guidance, it's only when the children are fully masked during that contact tracing. So if the student is not masked, they would have to quarantine off campus.
That said, in talking with the medical panel, they feel very encouraged by the fact that vaccinations may become available for ages 5 through 11 in the near future, and we will work with our Department of Public Health to host yet another vaccine clinic. And then once there's an appropriate wait time for the vaccine to actually become fully effective, there may be a possibility of us moving to a mask optional at that point, but that'll be something, again, like we have all the way through for the last 18 months, coordinate that with the recommendation and advice of our medical panel. But we certainly want to move. One thing I do want to stress is from the very beginning, they've talked about making sure you had layered approaches in your mitigation strategies, and then taking those and removing those one layer at a time, not to do it all at one time. So in this case, we feel like the most prudent way to make sure we have more students that can stay in school is through this approach with masking in place for now, and allowing the students, as we outlined previously, to stay in class. That's really one of our biggest goals, is to ensure students can stay in school and in class as much as possible under the previously outlined conditions. But again, as soon as the vaccine becomes available, and hopefully with the appropriate wait time, hopefully in the near future, depending on local conditions and so on, we'll be able to do something for that as well. But we want to do it again with the advice and recommendation of our medical panels we've followed the way through, which has proven so successful to date.
I want to compliment you, Dr. Cheek. I appreciate you being here to represent the medical panel. I'm so proud of what this district has done. It's a testament to everybody in this room, every teacher, every administrator, every parent, every school bus driver, every substitute, everybody who has embraced the protocol all along. It's exciting to see that we can start relaxing it and move towards what we hope will be some more normalcy as we hopefully, knock on wood, will relax it more. But I could not be more proud of this community.
You're the one representing the medical panel here this evening, but I just want to say thank you again to you and all the members of the medical panel. These folks on a routine basis have made themselves available on their lunch hours to meet with us, to review the data, to discuss recommendations, provide advice. And I just cannot be more grateful to you and to all other members of the medical panel, because this is something we knew early on was going to require expertise beyond what we have in the education field. And because of that, I feel like we've been able to navigate this as well as any district our size anywhere. And I'm very proud of what we've done. But again, it's because of the diligence in the schools, throughout all of our district buildings, but again, with the advice and recommendation of people like yourself. And I hope you feel a sense of appreciation, because we certainly do appreciate you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. It's not just me, but of course you said the others that participate in the same capacity. Just delighted to do it. And I think everybody in this room, and certainly all of y'all, do this for the kids in our community. And that's what it's all about. And you see them up here singing and smiling. We got to get back to some of that. So thank you. And just an FYI, Georgia did pass a milestone today. 50% of adults that are eligible for the vaccine are now fully vaccinated. And that's a huge milestone for Georgia.
Well, thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Next presentation is 3.02. It's an update for programs for exceptional students.
Yes, Madam Chair, if you recall, this was a request of the board for this presentation, so we are bringing that forward, and we'll turn it over to Executive Director Coaxum and her staff.
To Dr. David Lewis and the Muscogee County School Board, it is indeed an honor to come before you tonight.
Just pull your mic down a little bit so you don't have to stand on your tippy toe.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Ready? Okay. To Dr. David Lewis and the Muscogee County School District Board of Education, it is indeed an honor to come before you tonight representing the best programs for exceptional students in the entire world. I am Sandra Matthews Coaxum, the proud Executive Director of the PES program for Muscogee County School District. Tonight, we will be presenting a very brief overview of the PES department, beginning with the PES departmental accomplishments presented by yours truly. This information will be inside of your folders for the following areas: the interrelated program, the Marcus Autism Program, the specialized adaptive and transition programs. Following the presentation on accomplishments will be the Behavior Supports Program and Chance Light Partnership, and our National Disability Employer Recognitions. I would like to begin by thanking Dr. Vickers Ward, Chief of Student Services, and Superintendent Dr. David Lewis for their support of the programs for exceptional students. I will be presenting a very brief overview focusing on the following areas: the PES restructuring plan, increased parental involvement, and PES accomplishments. The restructuring plan. A restructuring plan was developed to address and enhance the following areas: increase productivity, increase accountability, provide quality services, and increase and ensure compliance. Special thanks to Dr. David Lewis for allowing us to develop this plan and execute it with autonomy. Special thanks to the zone chiefs, our HR department, Ms. Brenda Reed, Ms. Arleska Castillo, and Dr. Vickers Ward. Now, this is just a highlight of the areas. It's not all of the areas as it relates to the restructuring plan. The plan focused on the following areas: increased psych services, restructuring the lead district LEA facilitators, reorganizing school-based LEAs, and increasing speech and language pathologist staff. As a result of the restructuring plan, our parental involvement has increased tremendously. Here you will see a parental involvement survey. This information is housed on the Godot website. It contains the satisfaction of parents with the PES performance. So 2017-2018, we had a 72% performance of satisfaction. 2018-2019, it was 52%. 2019-2020 is 91.72%. And not inside of your packets, because we just received this information, 2020-2021 is 88.27%. However, I would like to note that for 2021, we had 375 responses. In 2019-2020, we had 157 responses. So it doubles plus exceeds the amount of parent participation from the previous year. And it was during a pandemic. Thank you. I would like to say some contributing factors to that was having the opportunity to send connected messages to our parents that were just for our special need parents in order to connect with them. Also newsletters and workshops for our parents and our parent mentors. They have definitely enhanced their performance and have created a greater outreach to our parents. So we're super excited about the progress we have made in parental involvement. Also, some of the other accomplishments that you will see inside of your packet or on the screen. This information is warehoused on the Special Education Annual Report that is found on Godot. Increased our overall district performance from 80 percentile in 2018-2019 to 83.3% 2019-2020. As a former principal, we are jumping to the moon because it is very hard to move one singular building by 3%, more or less 56 schools and programs within a SPED department in one calendar year. So we are very proud of all the hard work of our teachers, our principals, our parents, and our students. Our graduation increased by 10%, moving from 67.21% to 77.21%. Our dropout rate decreased by 0.7%. Our early childhood transition increased by 7.89%, moving from 92.11% to 100 percentile. Post-secondary outcomes, and Ms. Lala Young will be presenting that as well shortly when she speaks about our partnership with our employers. We went from 77.54% to 88.31%. Timely and accurate data, we had an increase of 10%, moving from 90 percentile to 100 percentile. Our LEA was determined to have compliant policies, procedures, and practices for SY 2021. We were notified on May 6, 2021 of this determination. Our initial evaluations, indicator number 11, we had a 93 percentile for SY 2021. This is the first time since 2017 we have been in the 90th percentile. So we are super excited about that, especially our psychologists, because it's a part of the restructuring plan where we had the education screening technicians that have gone out and got caught up on these evaluations so that we can make certain that we're in compliance and doing things in a timely manner. Again, special thanks to Dr. Lewis for allowing us to move forward with the restructuring program, restructuring plan. Babies Can't Wait, indicator 12, 100%. Also, I would like to acknowledge that we had two young ladies, or two former school-based that were accepted into the GK Special Education Administrative Development Academy for the state of Georgia. Ms. Rachel Johnson and Ms. Sonia Roberts. Would you please stand? So we are very proud of them. We had a great interest in the district, and this is a state program. Initially, it was only supposed to be for 25, but it ended up being, they expanded it to 30. So they are two representing our district. So we're super proud of them. This is just an overview. All of the other accomplishments are inside of your folder. Does that mean my time is up when the music come on?
It does not. It does not. I apologize for this feedback, and if it's causing you a distraction, if you would please proceed while they work on.
Thank you. Okay. Special Education Congress honorary speaker. There were 75 assistant superintendents and special education directors from across the United States that were selected by nominations from the advisory board and past attendees and chosen to be a part of a professional development opportunity to share best practices with educators from across the United States. There were 14 honorary speakers selected from 75 selected participants. The Special Education Congress was held in San Diego, California on September 26th through the 28th. It was a great honor to represent our premier school district on a national platform as one of the chosen honorary speakers. My presentation focused on an inclusive partnership that leads to student success. I highlighted the partnership with district PES support staff and principals and how it has led to greater student success. We focused on the area of our PES Principal Corner, our PES Teacher Corner, our dashboard review, our biweekly data reviews, and school visits. Next, we will have Behavior Supports Program and Chance Light Partnership following our National Disability Employer Recognitions. Thank you for your time.
Is it moving towards our slides? So as she's getting there, I'm going to go on ahead and begin. Good evening, distinguished board members, Dr. Lewis, Dr. Vickers-Ward, cabinet members, and all in the audience today who's in attendance. My name is Victoria Robinson, and I am the Behavior Supports Program Manager for the Program for Exceptional Students. I will be presenting today with Mr. Mark DiConsiglio, who is the Vice President of Operations for our partnering educational company, Chance Light. Our Behavior Supports Program provides specialized supports and services to students who exhibit social, emotional, and behavioral skill deficits. Our program provides supports across a continuum of services to students with maladaptive behaviors and mental health needs. We always encourage all to be someone positive. We're going to talk about our activities and supports. Speaking of our parent university, to continue to reach our parents and support them during the pandemic and beyond, our parent university went virtual and it's on demand. Parents are able to access trainings and resources through virtual sessions. They can be accessed via the individual topic at parents' convenience, anytime 24 hours a day. So we're reaching our parents in new ways.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Lewis. As Victoria said, I'm Mark DiConsiglio, the Senior Vice President of Operations for Chance Light, and I want to take a moment this evening to talk a little bit about our mental health supports as part of our BSP continuum of services. We all know 18 months into a pandemic how important mental health supports are, but this school board and the superintendent recognized that 2.5 years ago when we first came before you. And as part of our continuum, our team of mental health therapists support our students and families both in and outside the classroom. Our mental health therapists and school social workers provide individual and group counseling, social emotional instruction in the classroom, and to help ensure our students' basic needs. And this was particularly important at the height of the pandemic when we first shut down completely, even to the extent of providing food and groceries for our students. And when we were 100% virtual last year, it was so important for our therapists to engage and keep our students engaged during the pandemic. And when we look at our data, our mental health therapists engaged in no less than 4 engagements with each of our students during the pandemic. So above and beyond the services on their IEPs, which typically call for once a week of counseling, at least 4 to 5 times a week, they were engaging with our students and making sure that their social emotional needs were being met during a very difficult time for our students.
So also, as he's much taller than I am, the Behavior Supports Program has had the opportunity to provide 64 professional development trainings to include responding to challenging behaviors, our annual training for bus drivers and bus monitors, School trainings for staff and faculty to include classroom management, reinforcement versus punishment, de-escalating a classroom crisis, conducting a functional behavior assessment, writing a behavior intervention plan, and function-based intervention plans. We've also been able to have administrator trainings on the special education discipline rule, behavior intervention plans, suspensions, manifestation determinations, and compensatory services.
Each year, our Therapeutic Day program has had the honor of participating in Columbus's, the Columbus Fair Special Needs Day. And this has been a really unique opportunity for our students at the Therapeutic Day program, because not only do they get to participate in the fair, but what we have found is that our students have actually served as mentors to some extent and ended up supporting some of our students in our functional program. So it's been really a truly valuable experience for all of our students and rewarding as well.
The supports that have been provided through the program have allowed our students to participate in district initiatives such as our World Kindness Week, where our students took part in the Great Kindness Challenge, Bully Prevention Week, where our students created door designs for their classes, and our BSP, Angel Tree Giving, where 13 students and their families received turkeys for Christmas. Our students also participated in childhood mental health awareness with a focus of eliminating the stigma surrounding mental health. Our students worked on mindfulness, creating positive affirmations for themselves, identifying feelings, learning deep breathing and relaxation activities, and creating calming jars.
And then lastly, one of the goals of our Therapeutic Day program is to support our students in as many typical activities as we can. So last year we had a field day at Cascade Hills Park, which on its face I understand doesn't sound particularly innovative until you start talking to our students and they tell you that they've, in their entire academic career, have never been on a field trip. So whether it's the Columbus Fair or a trip to Cascade Park, it's an opportunity for us to continue teaching social skills, incentivizing positive behavior, and give students experiences that they've never had the opportunity for before.
And the next slide is just a brief few pictures of some of the events, if it will move forward. And one of the pictures, if it gets there, is the students had an opportunity to pie their favorite teacher on the Cascade Hills trip, and they thoroughly took advantage of that and enjoyed it. So moving on to our next slide to talk about accomplishments, awards, and honors. What I am most proud of and most excited is about the growth that we see in our students. 100% of our BSP 12th graders graduated. 100%. 100% of our BSP students passed and moved on to the next grade. 23% of our students moved to a lesser restrictive environment, which is up 1% from the previous year. 11% of those students returned to their home school to interrelated supports no longer needing us. We decreased suspensions 68%, and we increased attendance 40%. Our students are making gains, and we're so excited.
So last June, you may remember, with Dr. Lewis, Ms. Robinson, our team from Chance Light had the opportunity to co-facilitate a national forum with Ed Week. And in that webinar, we were able to help school districts across the country focus on how to meet the needs of special education students during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. So through this webinar, we helped school districts nationwide learn strategies and tactics to support special education in the COVID era. Following that, our Therapeutic Day program was actually a top 3 finalist for the Georgia Association of Alternative Education Spotlight Award, which was very exciting. I'm still a little disappointed and bitter that we were not number 1, but there's always next year. And lastly, I want to mention we have truly an all-star teacher at Midland Middle School in one of our Chance Light Muscogee collaborative classrooms. Mr. Roderick Williams, he has been with us since our partnership started in 2019. He's not only received and been recognized with the PES Teacher of the Month Award, but the C. Richard Green Outstanding Service Award. And just last week, if you saw it on the news, he was awarded the October 2021 Golden Apple Award and had a spotlight on WRBL. So enough awards for Mr. Williams. It's going to his head.
We also had, which was exciting, one of our students received the Student Services 180 Turnaround Student Award, which was amazing. So as you can see, BSP has been rocking and rolling, and we have had some amazing gains and some amazing things throughout a pandemic, and we appreciate being able to present to you and give you that information. Next up, I'm going to turn it back over to Ms. Lila Young.
Ms. Hughley Green, Ms. McRae, distinguished board members, and Dr. Lewis. Good evening, my name is Lila Young. I have the best job in the district. I'm the transition coordinator for the Program for Exceptional Students. I'd like to take just a few moments to speak with you about the importance of community-based instruction for our students with disabilities, and what better time than October, which is the National Disability Employer Awareness Month. Tonight, the Program for Exceptional Students would like to recognize our community-based instruction partners, and with a small token of our appreciation for your dedication to our students. But first, I want to say, what community-based instruction is. It trains our students to work in natural environments amongst their non-disabled coworkers, supervisors, and peers. It focuses on soft skills such as communication, teamwork, adaptability, problem solving, time management, and interpersonal skills. We teach them how to give and receive money, how to budget. We teach them how to wash clothes, how to clean, organize, clock in and out, ask for a pay raise, pay bills, pay taxes, how to read a check stub, how to sign up for insurance. We teach them how to self-advocate, how to disclose to their employer if they have a disability, or not to disclose to their employer that they have a disability. We teach them to work. We teach them the importance of becoming a productive member of society. We teach them to value work, and that's important. We teach them to value work and its impact to our community. We take students who have been self-contained, whose parents have been told again and again that your child cannot, and we show them that they can. They can work, they can be successful, they can live independently, they can fall in love, they can get married, they can pay taxes, and start that dream all over again. We partner with parents and show them how to develop new dreams for their children. We partner with our community and teach them to count our students with disabilities in, not to count them out. But we could do none of this without the partnership we have built within our community business. And as a side note, working while in school is the #1 indicator for post-secondary success. So it is valuable to have these community-based instruction business partners here with us tonight. So at this time, I will call the name of the businesses and its representatives that are here tonight. We have some that are here, and then I'll read the rest that are not here. You will move forward to receive your award from Miss Robin Barber, our own Vanna White. And stay for a photo opportunity, and then we're going to line you guys up so that we can take a group photo as well. Our first is Pause. This is Hardaway Hawks. Hawks stands for Helping Adults Work, Know, and Succeed. This is Miss Tricia Montgomery. She's the volunteer coordinator for Pause. Students learn animal care, custodial skills, sorting, feeding, measuring, washing, proper care of animals of all kinds. Our teacher, Coach Julie Fryer, is here tonight. Can you give a wave? This is our brand new transition program over at Hardaway, and she is by far one of our best teachers. She's a great community-based instruction organizer. Next is Cascade Hills, Mr. Tony Taylor. Yay, he's from Shaw. Miss Heather Nicholson is back there, the teacher. Wave. Our students get to practice their custodial skills and hospitality skills at Cascade Hills. They help break down for when they have events, set up, things like that. Next is Parker's Pantry. Columbus High School goes there. Tonight we have with us Parker Mullins, who is the owner, and Alana Graham. They're the ones that brought the lovely treats for you guys tonight. Yes. Our students work in a restaurant environment, prepping, cleaning, serving, and using their customer service skills. I also want to give a huge shout out to Parker's Pantry for being one of the few restaurants we are able to work in. Habitat for Humanity is also Columbus High School. Miss Ruby Polite. Yes. Students learn to sort, match, move, carry, load, locate, and use their customer service skills. And I'm sorry I didn't have your name written down. Okay. Yes. Again, that's Columbus High School. Within Columbus High School, we have Dr. Scott, Media Specialist, with us. Yes. She allows our students to come in and sort. They are able to add barcodes and apply them with packaging and delivering items within the school. And this is a big deal because we have transition programs that tier off one another, and scanning is one of the big things that we do at Total Systems. We have Anchor Pack, Mr. John Anchor, President. Yay. Is with us tonight. Anchor, I'm going to read about Anchor Pack because this is a brand new community-based instruction site for us, and we are so thankful for them. Anchor Pack's customers love them. This is what their website says. Anchor Pack teams thrive on happy customers. They fill the void that others run away from. They do it in manufacturing, packaging, and fulfillment. Now imagine all those job skills that our students can learn while they're with this business. They have experience in moving 7 operations into Anchor Pack, and it's great for our community because they have made our local economy, which is unprecedented, not to mention the lives they have changed within our school district, but they have taken old companies or old items from companies, is that right? And you have used those and rebranded them. And so we are super thankful. We have Jordan Vocational High School going there. I actually have 2 classes there, one specialized adaptive class and then our Ready to Work program with Miss Jill Beverly. And again, I want to personally thank you guys for allowing us to come into your industry. That's a big deal. Next, we have Feed the Valley, Miss Amanda Jones. This is our students' favorite location. This is their first introduction to assembly work. Students are given a list of items to place in a box, and not only do they get to sort the food, but they also get to play a game of Tetris and fit everything into the box the right way. And our students absolutely love Feed the Valley, so thank you so much for being here tonight. And then we have TSYS. Miss Carla Floyd, program manager. They actually hired a program manager for our Project Search program there, and it's Miss Carla Floyd, so we are so thankful for her and everything that she does for our students, and she does a lot. Words could not express our thanksgiving for her. TSYS House is our Project Search program, which is our premier transition program. Project Search is designed to fully immerse our students into the work culture of a business. We currently have 4 students in the program who go to class at TSYS every day, and they participate in 3 different internship rotations and exit the program with a job. We have a 100% employment rate right now with TSYS. We are so thankful for that. TSYS has been huge in the past in hiring our students. They're our #1 employer for our students who come out of the Project Search program. But our goal for this year, guys, all of our community business instruction partners, is that we hire outside of TSYS. So we look forward to working with you guys with our 4 students. All right, and then Goodwill Industries of the Southern Rivers. Now, guys, these are my friends, Dahlia Diaz and Andres Velez. They are our #1 employing agency for our students with disabilities. They take our students, train our students, and then go out and place them on a job. I cannot count. I know there's over 300 since I've been here in 2018 that they have placed on jobs, guys. We love Goodwill. Now, Goodwill is a pre-funding location for our students, so it's pre-funded for them to get training. And Ms. Diaz decided that she did not like that, so she started a scholarship opportunity. So if you shop at Goodwill and they ask you to dollar up on your change, please do so. That helps our students. All right. I'm not in attendance tonight, and I'm sorry, is anybody else here for community-based instruction? No, okay, not in attendance tonight. We have Animal SOS, Ronald McDonald House. We have Northside High School, Shaw High School, Fort Church, St. Peter United Methodist Church, Columbus Animal Care and Control, Loving Touch Grooming and Boarding, Columbus Marriott, and Houlihan's, both of Valley Hospitality, Sales Fast Tax, Publix off of Schaumburg Road. Our agencies that we work with to train our students is Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency and High School High Tech. In closing, we would like to thank each business represented here tonight for increasing our students' access and opportunity within our community. Thank you to Ms. Karen P. Jones for coordinating this for me, and a special thank you to Dr. Vickers Ward, Mrs. Matthews Coxum, and Mrs. Barbara Hodge for their support in all things transition. Real quick, we want to get a photo. Okay? And I'm in it.
Thank you. Thank you all so very much. Really appreciate the partnership.
Madam Chair, are you finished? Okay.
Just wanted to say thank you all for the opportunity to present to you the PES overview tonight. And we wanted to introduce the PES department.
Please do.
We have Ms. Mary Godfrey, who's the Interrelated Program Manager, Ms. Barbara Hodge, who is our Director of Operations and Support, Ms. Dominique Donaldson, one of our Interrelated Program Managers. Let's see how I can do this. Ms. Victoria Robinson, our BSP Program Manager. You already met Mr. Mark DiConsiglio, our partnership with Chancellite. Ms. Wendell Crowell, Program Manager for Functional. And Ms., please stand, ladies. We have Ms. India Eubanks, who is a District LEA. We have Ms. Rachel Johnson, a school-based LEA, and Ms. Sonia Roberts, a District LEA. And Ms. Lolly Young, who stepped out, is our transition coordinator. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, I just want to share, if I may. I think this is important. First of all, we think of exceptionalities in a deficit model. And I will just tell you, I think we all have some kind of exceptionality. Some of us just haven't been diagnosed yet. Number one. But number two, this is a great example of two things. Number one, the power of public education. We educate every one of them. We don't select and sort students. They all come and we educate them all, number one. Number two, our mission statement, as you all know, is to equip and inspire all students, and all means all, to reach their full potential. Through the continuum, our board has allowed, through funding and other resources, we have developed a continuum of services for all students to include our partners such as BSP and all of our community partners here to allow students to see their full potential, not only through school, but beyond school into employment. So I just could not be more pleased with the success that we are seeing, and I'm so thankful for all of our partners. Thank you very much. Good job to all our team.
Let me just say that I too, and all the rest of us are truly, truly, truly impressed. But it goes without saying that leadership matters. And I'm very pleased to have received that data. Data is important because that's what we do. in public education. And Ms. Coaxum, thank you all, Dr. Vickers Ward, Dr. Lewis, for bringing Ms. Coaxum up from the best middle school in the world. I was very concerned, but certainly not at all worried that she would do an excellent job in this role, and you have done that. And to galvanize a team of people that were mostly probably in place and some new faces is truly a testament to leadership. It has been a long time since we have been represented on the national stage, and so I was glad to see those two opportunities that we have, and to see the progress for our students and our families, because that's why we're here. This is why we do the work that we do. And I say all that to say that for you to be retiring is going to truly be a loss. It's going to truly be a loss to the district, to our families, to your team. And I really want to believe, we're not going to talk about age, but I got to believe I should be older than you are. And you are retiring, and we are all still working, but thank all of you. Thank you for that work, because that population of students are our most vulnerable. And it was hard for me to watch the presentation without feeling emotional. It's hard for me to talk about this without feeling so emotional at the progress and the commitment that you all have shown and that you have demonstrated. And Dr. Lewis, you got your work cut out for you to find that replacement. And I tell you,
Like when I don't have my work cut out.
I don't know. Looking at that data, you know, we got to be able to maintain that and surpass it. And I think that we can do that. I know that we have to do that, but I am certainly pleased, because board members, we know about the angst that parents had. We felt that, we witnessed that, we bared through the calls, and it was like putting out fires every day, and you guys seem to just, rope that off. Ain't no big deal. We got all these partnerships. We're doing all this with these families. We got, what you call it, the university that's available 24 parent, 24. That is awesome. That is awesome. And the behavior support program, that partnership, and with all of these companies who are employing our students so that they can transition, they can experience success educationally, and then experience success becoming a productive citizen. I'm about to cry. That is so, so awesome. And I'm just truly, truly proud of all of this hard work. And I am sad. I was sad to see you go. You came to Ford about the time I came on the board, and to be able to work with you and watch you change the dynamics of that school, and then to come and do that at PES. Thank you. You are appreciated.
Well, I won't repeat what Mrs. Green said. I forgot I don't speak loudly. I was saying I won't repeat what Mrs. Green said in terms of Mrs. Coaxum. She's good leadership, and this whole team. As you were presenting, I kept writing down stuff and writing. I got so excited. Y'all kind of presented so much I couldn't keep up. I just stopped, because in every area, all the improvements that you have made, all the growth academically, all the behavior stuff, and like Mrs. Green said about the parenting, it's just, to me, it was just remarkable. And especially since I'm a special ed. That was my background, special ed, and I was special ed teacher for 42 years. So as you were seeing, I know what was involved in getting the kinds of results that you presented here tonight. And I was just very impressed. But there is one question I do want to ask in terms of your transition program. Now, is there a transition teacher at every high school? And the reason, Okay,
Hit the, hit,
and there are transition meetings that they have to go through that are held and hosted by the SPED teachers. But here is the guru. I'll step to the side.
all right, so, let me follow that up again.
I'm sorry, I was hosting.
Oh, no
our-
problem. I was asking question about the transition, program. And so, now Mrs. Coates has told, me that there's no transition teacher at every school. We have a coordinator. I noticed when, you were calling all the different various businesses, who participated in our program, there were some schools that were not mentioned. Now, are they participating with these, in the transition program? Are their students also involved in the community-based programs for?
Yes, ma'am. We have 8 transition-specific classes. We have 2 at Columbus High School, 3 at Jordan. We have 1 at Hardaway High School. We have 1 at Northside, and then we have a TSIS program. I think I hit them all.
You mentioned Shaw, you did have one.
But we also have community-based instruction within all of our specialized adaptive high school classrooms, where they are able to go out 2 days a week out into the community. So every high school across our district is afforded the opportunity to participate in community-based instruction. It's part of their IEP.
So, yeah, I do know that. So, are all the high schools, or students at all high schools invited to participate in the community, in terms of, maybe getting a job? That's what I'm participating, and not just the soft skills with the instruction, but, do they have the opportunity to, get a job?
Yes, ma'am. Within each school, it's different, but in all of our specialized adaptive classrooms, they're all afforded the opportunity to participate in the community-based instruction, but we also have High School High Tech, which is a transition program across all of the high schools where we take our interrelated students, so also our students with disabilities, out into the community, and they are able to tour colleges and different industries across Columbus. Then we also we work very closely with Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency, and we identify and connect each student with a disability with that community resource provider who solely work with people with disabilities to help them find employment.
And just another question, what about in, middle school? Do you kind of go down to middle school a little, at all? In the,
So, yes, ma'am. So we have transition meetings from 8th grade to 9th grade, and we, during the transition meeting, that is where we introduce the parents to Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency so that we can go ahead and connect that family with that community resource provider, and so that they offer pre-employment transition services beginning in 9th grade to all of our students, 9th through 12th. So we go ahead and make that connection in 8th grade. Our transition plans are added to our IEPs at age 14. So the Godot requires it to be added at age 16, but my predecessor, Ms. Paula Dukes, met with you guys, and she wanted to back that up to age 14, and that's what we do here within our district. We add those at age 14.
okay, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Any more questions?
just one, if a student has already graduated, would we be able to assist them in transitioning to employment?
I am Muscogee County School District official. Call me and I will help you find a job. I have done that many, many times. Or I'll connect them with the right community partner. For instance, we have students come back all the time when I'm doing our post-secondary outcomes. I call each individual student to see how they're doing. So that's over 300 students. And then I'll send them to Goodwill, or I'll connect them with Goodwill, or they'll come to the office and we'll sign up for college classes. We'll fill out financial aid. We do stuff like that. So yes, ma'am. After they graduate, they can come back and request to see me. We'll set up a meeting, and then we get them set.
Thank you very much.
Our program where we keep up with our special ed students.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand you.
Okay, I was just saying, so that's somewhat like an unofficial post-education program where we try to keep up with our special ed students?
We're
And-
required to report to Georgia Department of Education 1 year after a student graduates
Okay.
to see how they're doing. And I work with our parent mentors, Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency, and Goodwill of the Southern Rivers to ensure that those students who aren't active but have already graduated have something that they can do, either college or work. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking with
Yes,
that
ma'am.
300. So we do have an official program also.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
addition to you doing those 300.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ms. Green, Madam Chair, if I may go back to the question that you asked Ms. Young. Yes, we have had students that have graduated with college degrees that have special needs, and Ms. Young has helped them get placed inside of jobs. Also, we have parents that come in that need job skills assistance, and so she has helped them with getting jobs as well. So that's something that we're very big on as it relates to having student success as well as family success. Anyone that we know of that is in need of help, we bring them to Ms. Young and we work to get them placed into the workforce.
That's awesome. That's good to know. Very good to know. It's very good community information. Thank you all again. We really, thank you seems like such a small word for this mammoth task that you all have, that you perform daily on behalf of our families and our students. And thank you also to the representative from Chancellor. We appreciate the partnership and all that you do. All right. District recognitions.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cheryl Johnson with the West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition, and we decided to do a collaborative with the Muscogee County School District, and I'm so excited that these student athletes are here with the Coach Battle and the school district. As I said earlier, I'd like to thank WRBL, Carlos Williams, our student athletes, and Miss Glory Weston Smart. This particular PSA is shown throughout the schools as well as during the football games, and it's on vaping. Message from these student athletes.
Did you know that vaping is a new public health crisis? Vaping juice contains artificial flavoring, chemicals from antifreeze, dyes, essential oils, multivitamins, and traces of medicine.
Vaping is not a safe alternative for smoking cigarettes. Nicotine in e-cigarettes is highly addictive.
Vaping can cause permanent lung damage because it kills airwaves in your lungs.
Vaping can cause seizures, mental illness, slow down brain development, and increase high blood pressure.
Vaping can cause oral cancer by killing T cells and delaying wounds healing in the mouth.
Non-smokers absorbed a secondhand vape aerosol absorb similar levels of nicotine as people exposed to secondhand cigarette smoke.
Vape aerosols pose a high risk for infants and children because of their lower weight and developing respiratory system.
In Georgia, more than 1,000 vaping-associated lung injuries have been reported to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, including at least 18 deaths. Cases range in age from 18 to 68 years old, and 71% are male.
Don't vape!
At this time, we would ask that the students introduce yourself and tell us what school you go to, your sport that you play.
My name is Kyrie Dees. I go to Spencer High School and I play football.
My name is Kyla Coley. I go to Hardaway and I'm a cheerleader.
My name is Davis Edge. I attend Kendrick High School and I play football.
My name is Jalen Turner. I attend Jordan, and I play baseball.
My name is Megan Coe, and I go to Columbus, and I run cross country.
My name is James Jackson, and I go to Carver, and I play football.
So the mic passing are the adults that just didn't want to tell us. You're being shy.
We just want to thank them. This is, of course, Red Ribbon Week, and we all have our red ribbons on. But we just want to say thank you so much to these student athletes for stepping up and being there for their peers and telling them not to vape. Because as we know, vaping has become an increased problem here in our community. And as the West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition, we're here helping in the fight against lung disease. Thank you all so much. And I do have a small token for our students for taking their time out of their busy schedule. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson, and I see you have the incomparable Mr. Carlos Williams from WRBL.
I just play a small role, and WRBL was pleased to help out with this public service announcement. And all the kids, all the young folks did extremely well, and let's hope it does some good.
Thank you so much. And because they're high schoolers, it's probably likely not any parents are here. Y'all are probably driving, right? If there are any parents, or thank you so much for your support. And if those were the coaches with the students, thank you for working with our boys and girls, and thank you for being here tonight. And again, thank you, Ms. Johnson and Mr. Williams. Appreciate the support. Important message. I'll look for the video so we can play it and post it onto our district website. Ms. Buckner.
Oh, I meant to mention this on the last presentation. Do we list our community instructor, business partners on the website or anywhere that we can get
That would be nice.
recognition for helping the district?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It is a net press, yes. Okay, thank you.
Does that conclude recognitions? Yes, it does. All right. All right, so our next recognition is Dr. Purnell. And we're moving into our public agenda, and so we did have Mr. Bill Ogle, who said he would call us back later if he wanted to come back and talk to us. So we have Ms. Judy Purnell. Ms. Purnell, turn your mic on.
I'm going to have to take this time. Good evening to all of you, the board, Dr. Lewis. My portion of this on the agenda is to look at a historical piece. We started this in February in reference to Miss Mary Hall Bussey, who was in the city of Columbus from working for the Board of Education from 1950 to 1968. At that time, she was titled the supervisor of Negro schools. And for those of you who have a history of the school district knows that there was two separate school districts at that time. So with a resolution that was presented before the board, Ms. Bussey's title was upgraded to Superintendent of Negro Schools, 1950 to 1968. Part of that resolution was that a portrait be commissioned and painted, which was, and Mr. Tet, who was the portrait artist, will set that up so you all can take a quick look-see. And to this particular portrait, 3 replicas have been made because part of the resolution stated that photos of Ms. Bussey would be at Spencer High School and Carver High School. Spencer High, that was originally on 10th Avenue, moved to Shepherd Drive during her tenure, and Carver High School was constructed in 1963. So this is our visual honor, Superintendent Mary Hall Bussey. This particular portrait was funded by donations from the city, from public funds. And I want to say, give a special appreciation to those who were critical in getting this done, starting with Johnny Warner, because he announced Ms. Bussey's presence here. But there's nothing like, when you have data, you have to validate. And the person who was critical in validating this information was Ms. Karen Jones. And I really want to thank her for that, because with her doing the archival research, she was able to pull documents to validate Ms. Bussey's contract with the city of Columbus. I don't want to belabor this. I think that a lot of information has already been compiled in reference to her and her presence. And I do appreciate this, and I'm glad, and I just want to thank all of you who participated. I want to call on some other names: Kathy Williams, Cindy Gerard, and most of all, David Lewis. Thank you all very much. And we present to you Mary Hall Bussey. Thank you so very much. And we need to leave it some.
Yeah, we're going to put it back here until we install it.
All right. And thank you to the artist as well. Thank you, sir. Just need somebody to pick it up, yeah. All right, we're moving into our action agenda, board members. Make sure you're all logged in so we can vote electronically. Item 6.01. Superintendent is recommending the appointment of Mr. Travis Anderson to serve as Chief Facilities and Operations Officer.
I'd like to move to approve, Madam Chair. This is Keith Chambers.
That was motion by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Jackson. Are there any questions? We are ready to vote now. That is the position that was previously held by Mr. David Goldberg, who retired this year. Okay, that's tiny.
It's all yes.
All right. All right, that passes. Mr. Anderson, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to join the family. I look forward to serving the students of the district. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any family here with you?
I'm
Do you
sorry?
have any family here with you?
I do not. We're relocating.
You're relocating?
So I'm here by myself right now.
All right. Want to make sure, keep you in good with the family, that we can make sure that we recognize them. And we do try to offer our recognitions and support to family members. So thank you, sir, for accepting the job. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
(6.02) is the amended 2022 legislative priorities.
I'd like to move to approve. This is Kia Chambers.
Motion by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Jackson. Are there any questions? Again, we want to thank our legislative delegation for always being available to us annually to meet and discuss the priorities that our board considers and our superintendent help us to establish to present
to our legislature so they will understand what's impactful, what is helpful for our district, for them to consider while they're in legislative session to establish or enact or vote or advocate on behalf of public education and the boys and girls for the entire state of Georgia, but especially how it impacts the Muscogee County School District. So we're always appreciative of them for taking the time to meet with us. And we met a little early this year because there's a special legislative session. So this is, the priorities have been amended again. I think our last vote, Ms. Jones, was in December. So it's been amended to add a few things that make it more relevant, that are relevant currently going forward. So we're ready to vote now. If we don't have any other questions or discussion. Did everyone vote? All right, that passes. 6.03 is the revised policy BCBK. Are we ready to vote on it? Yes. All right, motion by Ms. Williams, second by Ms. Jackson. Are there any questions? We're ready to vote now. Policy BCBK is executive sessions and the revised affidavit as is dictated by our board policy and adoption. It says been on the table for 30 days and ready for final adoption. All right, that motion passes. We're getting ready to go into our consent agenda. Are there any items? Motion by Ms. Williams, second by Ms. Buckner. Is that right? Are there any questions? Need anything pulled out, separated, discussed again? Disclaimer, Ms. Buckner. Hit your microphone.
Longer than we have initially. It's like 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks. But we want you to know that we have thoroughly discussed all the items that we voted on here tonight. We usually do that in a work session. And so we want you to know we take your business serious, and we have discussed these items, and we're voting now. I'll have voted now.
Thank you, Ms. Buckner. We're ready to vote now. There aren't any other.
Just while we're waiting for it to come up, thank you to all our donors as well.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Thank you to all those donors that we should list on our website.
Yes, always we are very grateful for our public-private partnerships. All right, and the consent agenda passes. We do have an executive session, but Dr. Lewis, did you want to add anything?
Just a few reminders. First of all, this week is Red Ribbon Week. So we all wear our red ribbons this week in recognition of anti-drugs and that kind of thing in our schools. So we want to encourage everyone to observe that. And also, some very important people in our school system. October is National Principal Month, and these folks work tirelessly leading their school communities, and we want to certainly acknowledge and recognize them, and hope everybody in our community will take time to appreciate our principals at all of our various schools. And finally, just looking ahead to the calendar, something that's new on our calendar this year is we will have a virtual learning day, November 12th, for grades 3 through 12. You'll be hearing more about that, but just remind people in advance that the virtual learning day will be coming up on November 12th, so please be planning accordingly. That's all I have.
In other words, plan your child care accordingly, because the children will be home.
That's correct. And then, if you recall, we had during pre-planning, the pre-K through grade 2, there was an adjustment there. They had their students coming in for that transition, that first work with school during those pre-planning days on that Friday. So this is to make up and balance out that calendar. So yes, please plan your child care. Know that the Chromebooks should be coming home, making sure we have connectivity, all those things in preparation for that day coming up on November 12th.
As also, can we, or if there are any other dates, can we go ahead and give them to the parents ahead of time? This is a good, this is a sufficient amount of time, I think, but if we have any other practice days, any virtual learning days between now and May?
I just have the one.
Just that one?
Yeah.
All right, great.
But Thanksgiving and Christmas are coming.
Anything else, board members? We don't have bad weather days anymore? We have virtual. All right. Motion by Ms. Williams to go into executive session, second by Ms. Buckner. All in favor is a hand vote. And the purpose of the executive session is for a personnel matter and a legal property matter. All right. Thank you all for coming out. Have a good evening.